All right, y'all, what we're gonna go over today is basically a skin fade. It'll pretty much be like a drop fade. So we'll start here and we'll just come down a little bit because he likes to keep his fade low. So I'm gonna use the adjustable clippers and we'll go all the way around. I'll show you one side just so you can see the transition and see the steps. And then we'll line him up, but I just want to make sure that you understand how we get to this drop fade. What we do is take this all the way closed and we're going to put our first level in. I'm going to keep it low. So we're going to put our first level in with this all the way closed. And this will be a skin drop fade. So as you can see right now, just looking at it, it's not all the way skin, but we're gonna get there. So what I'm gonna do is just make this same line around on the other side. And this will be how we start. So as you can see, the first level is very, very low. Again, this is considered pretty much your drop fade. Now I'm just gonna go back and clean up a little bit. Just to give it that skin look. So we're pretty much just putting that first guideline in, that first level. I started it with the clippers all the way closed, adjustable clippers all the way closed. And now I'm just going back, just kind of cleaning up with an outliner. Not going all the way up to where I just was with the clipper all the way closed, but close enough. Just doing a little cleanup. You can do this at the end. You can do it right after you put the first initial guideline in. I just prefer to do it like this. But you know, overall the choice is kind of yours on how you want to do it. All right, now to do a drop fade, normally the way I teach you guys is to set all your levels in and then fade coming down. But since we're doing a drop fade style, I kind of want to just stay low. So we're going to do the fading up technique. This is a more advanced fading technique. So if you haven't mastered the first way of doing the complete fade that I teach in my other videos, this one may confuse you a little bit, but we're gonna go through this process because this will give you the best process for creating a drop fade with keeping the fade low. If you try to space it too much, it's gonna look like a regular medium-sized fade. And just for, you know, education purposes, we wanna make sure that we're giving you the full technique on how to do the drop fade. First thing I'm gonna do is open this up all the way, no guard. And I'm just gonna go up a little bit. As you can see that. So we're gonna leave enough space, but not too much. And I'm only gonna go halfway around the head, just so I can give you the entire technique and you don't have to sit here and watch a 30-minute video. All right, now what we'll do is we'll close it like we did initially when we started our guideline, and we're gonna use just the corner, just to kind of take that fading zone out. As you can see how it's more prominent right here, but right here it's pretty much gone. We're gonna do that same exact thing here. Just using just the corners. I'm not using the whole blade, I'm just using the corner. All right, as you can see that. Yep. All right. Now the next thing we're gonna do is take this one guard, and we're gonna go up on it just a little bit. Because as we remember from the other tutorials, the one is right after this all the way open with no guard on it. So one will come right after that, or the little half guard, but we're gonna use this just to give us more of a transition, and we'll do a little cleanup with the half guard. So again, this is just blending up, pretty much going up just a little bit as we climb in guards. As we're going over this, you don't want to use the entire blade. You kind of just want to use half. So about this much instead of using the whole thing. That way you can go on an angle and kind of almost like you're blending out even though you're going up a little bit. So you're not setting a hard level in that you have to take out. You're just kind of removing bulk. All right, so then once we did that, now we can open it up. Same thing, half, not necessarily the whole blade, and we're gonna go up just a little bit higher. Okay. And you're starting to see, even here in the back as we're coming back up, it's starting to blend out all the way. So as we're in here and we're going up, we're just going a little bit at a time to make sure we keep our fade intact, but also make sure we don't use the entire side of the head. All right, now that we did that, we'll take this 1.5, which is our next guard up. And we'll go up just a little bit higher. And as you can see, I'm on an angle as I'm going through all this. So I'm not just, stiff like this the whole time. I'm on an angle. Okay. And as you can see, we pretty much kept the entire side dark. And we carved out our whole drop fade just by using angles and following our guards. As they grow in length, our guards, we just go up a little bit higher. Now, in the beginning, why I don't teach it like that is because if I did and you made a mistake, you wouldn't be able to fix it. See, you can fix when you're blending down because you're just going up a little bit. But imagine if you put the wrong guard on, or imagine if you didn't, you didn't trust your hand enough and you kind of went a little bit too high, you'd never be able to recover. Now that we have the carve out zone of our drop fade, now we can just go back and touch up just in the bottom. So what I would do is, you remember that half guard that we skipped? We can come back in now and complete the blend. Remember, we went from our guard all the way open to a 1. Now we can come back with this half guard or 1/16 guard and finish the entire blend off. So we never really put any levels in other than the first initial guideline. We never put any other levels in. And as you can see, this blend is pretty much done. It didn't take us long at all. And we did the most important thing in the drop fade style, which is keep the sides dark. So they start here and then it drops in the back, as you can see. Right? So that's almost done. Now all I'm gonna do from this point is just fine tune down here a little bit on that bottom line, which we will do with our clippers. So I'll probably have it about halfway. And like I said, this right here is pretty much just that extra detail. Like, you know, more experienced barbers, you know, like a haircut is almost never done. You know what I mean? So you're gonna play with certain spots. Obviously you realize on certain hair textures and certain heads, the way texture grows, and sometimes some spots are thicker than others, and you have dark spots. You always, a more mature barber and polished barber always knows that there's, among every haircut, there's gonna be a need to polish something. So my intent of this video was to teach you a system to create the style that you want, and then let you use your eye, your hand, and your development to, you know, put the finishing touches on it, like I'm doing right now. All right. Now I'm gonna take the outliner that I used just on a little bit of a blend on an angle. Just to finish up the touch-up. All right, and now if you look at it, that's blended. If I look off the mirror, that looks good. And that's a drop fade. So now, if we were to compare it to the other side, you would see what we took versus what we have now. All right, so that's how you do your drop fade. Now I'm gonna finish up his other side, and we'll do his lineup or whatever, but that's how you get that done. All right, so we're pretty much finished with the drop fade, as you can see. You know what I mean? Everything's pretty much blended all the way around. Fade drops down in the back, still blended real nice, even on this side. Pretty much everything clean.